We come now to verse 25 of the 8th chapter of the Gospel of John. This is one of the most perplexing verses we run into in all of the Gospel of John. The way to translate it has been somewhat disputed, and to this day remains a bit of an enigma, but we'll take a look at it anyway. Jesus, of course, has just been accusing the religious leaders of really not knowing him. They don't know from whence he came. He knows himself, of course, but they, as it were, wander in the dark. And so they put the question to him, I'm sure not in a totally sincere fashion, but nevertheless, here it is. Elegon. This is the third person plural, imperfect active indicative of lego, I say. So they were saying, un, the postpositive conjunction, therefore they were saying auto, dative, singular, masculine, to him. And then the question, su, with the emphasis there, who is the word tis, a, who are you? The fact that su is up front and is even included at all makes the use of that pronoun, second person singular pronoun, emphatic. So who are you would be the force of it, but there probably a kind of a mocking tone of voice is to be implied in that as well, not as if they were sincerely inquiring as to his identity, but rather in a sense of a mocking kind of question putting it to him. Well, Jesus responds, apen, second aorist of lego, so this is a third person singular, aorist active indicative. He said, autois, dative, plural, masculine, he said to them, and then ho Jesus, the subject of the verb, he said to them. And then here's the part that is really interesting, just taking it word for word, tain arcane would be the beginning. It's in the accusative case here, which in itself creates a bit of a grammatical question. Ha, the relative pronoun here stands for that which or something. Te, it could be an indefinite pronoun. It could be interrogative, as if why, or what, or that which is implied in this little package here. Kai normally means and, can also means even, which may be the sense here. Lalo from laleo, I speak. This is the first person singular, present active indicative. I speak humen, dative, plural, to you. So it could be the idea of why even I speak to you. Why do I even speak to you? And in that case, the tain arcane back here would be idiomatic for why do I speak to you at all, literally from the beginning. But the sense of it is, why have I bothered to speak with you? Why am I even trying to speak with you? There's no particular hope that you're going to get it. The other way it's approached is, of course, to take the that which here and more or less make it the subject, that which also I have been speaking to you from the beginning, although we would have expected tain arcane to be in the genitive case in that situation, whereas it's here in the accusative. So one way or another, grammatically, we just have a very interesting conundrum as we try to make sense out of this. My own preference, I think, is to say that Jesus is simply asserting, I've been telling you who I am all along. I've been telling you from the very beginning who I am. This entire gospel written by John has been, of course, affirming who Jesus is. And so there's no change in his emphasis at this point. But it could be the other as well. You'll find translations go both ways. They seem to be, generally evenly divided on the subject. But one way or another, we see that Jesus is sort of entertaining a bit of despair with respect to the idea that they would ever actually comprehend his true identity.